The next topic is sources of water pollution. Direct sources include effluent outfalls from factories, refineries, waste treatment plants, etc., which emit fluids of varying quality directly into the urban water supplies. That's why they are called direct water sources. Indirect sources include contaminants that enter the water supply from soils, groundwater systems, and from the atmosphere via rainwater. Soil and groundwater contains the residue of human agricultural practices, fertilizers, pesticides, etc., and improperly disposed industrial waste, which also causes water pollution. Atmospheric contaminants are also derived from human practices like gaseous emissions from automobiles, factories, and even bakeries. So, sources of water pollution are of two types: direct sources and indirect sources. Now, what is biological oxygen demand and chemical oxygen demand? Both these you have to study by comparing each other. BOD or biological oxygen demand is defined as the amount of oxygen required for the biological oxidation of organic matter present in 1 liter of wastewater at 20 degrees Celsius over a period of 5 days. To know this, let us have a background of the impurities present in water. The impurities are of two types. One is biologically oxidizable impurities, another is biologically non-oxidizable impurities. Now, the biologically oxidizable impurities will be oxidized by using the dissolved oxygen which is present in water. Water, as you know, the molecular formula H2O, molecular weight 18. So 18 gram of water contains 16 gram of dissolved oxygen. So using this dissolved oxygen, the organic impurities, certain organic impurities will be oxidized, and this is called biologically oxidizable impurities, and the process is called biological oxygen demand. Some other impurities which cannot be oxidized using the dissolved oxygen are oxidized using a chemical or a strong oxidizing agent like potassium dichromate. Such impurities are called biologically non-oxidizable impurities. Now, when you are using an oxidizing agent, it will oxidize both biologically oxidizable and non-oxidizable. It cannot differentiate between oxidizable and non-oxidizable. It oxidizes all the impurities. So that process is called determination of COD or chemical oxygen demand. So the definition is very important. BOD is defined as the amount of oxygen required for the biological oxidation of organic matter present in 1 liter of wastewater at 20 degrees Celsius over a period of 5 days. The unit of BOD is milligram per dm cube or ppm. It indicates the amount of decomposable organic matter present in sewage. So two conditions are used, 20 degrees Celsius and period of 5 days. Now the COD is defined as amount of oxygen required to oxidize the total oxidizable impurities present in 1 liter of sewage water using strong oxidizing agent like acidified potassium dichromate. As I said, when I am using acidified potassium dichromate as a strong oxidizing agent, it oxidizes all the oxidizable impurities, total oxidizable impurities. COD is represented in milligram per dm cube or ppm. COD value is always greater than BOD. This is because COD includes both biologically oxidizable and non-oxidizable impurities, whereas BOD includes only biologically oxidizable impurities. Determination of COD. First principle. A known volume of sewage water sample is refluxed. Refluxed means it is boiled with a known excess of potassium dichromate in sulfuric acid medium and in the presence of silver sulfate and mercuric sulfate. Now, potassium dichromate acts as an oxidizing agent. It oxidizes both biologically oxidizable and non-oxidizable impurities. Sulfuric acid provides the acid medium required for oxidation. Silver sulfate catalyzes the oxidation of straight chain organic compounds, aromatics and pyridine which are present in the sewage water. Mercuric sulfate removes chloride ions by forming a precipitate with them. The unconsumed potassium dichromate is determined by titration with standard ferrous ammonium sulfate solution. So what we have to understand is the sewage sample, say 25 ml, is refluxed with the potassium dichromate solution in acid medium in presence of these ingredients. Potassium dichromate, say 25 ml is used, out of which say 15 ml is consumed for the oxidation of all the impurities. Now the unreacted potassium dichromate is determined by titrating with standard ferrous ammonium sulfate solution. Potassium dichromate is an oxidizing agent and standard ferrous ammonium sulfate is a reducing agent. So this is an example for a redox titration. And we have to remember that unreacted potassium dichromate only reacts with the FAS or ferrous ammonium sulfate solution. Common name is Morse salt solution. So the amount of potassium dichromate consumed for the oxidation corresponds to COD of the sample. Unreacted we are determining, and by calculation we can find out the amount of potassium dichromate consumed by the organic impurities or the impurities which are present in the sewage water, and which corresponds to the COD of the sample. Procedure. A known volume of sewage water is taken in a conical flask. 1 gram of mercuric sulfate, purpose is already told you, and 1 gram of silver sulfate are added. A known volume of potassium dichromate solution is also added and acidified with sulfuric acid. The conical flask is refluxed or fixed with a water condenser and the solution is refluxed for 2 hours. It is boiled for 2 hours. The purpose of the reflux condenser, water condenser, is to avoid evaporation of the solution. The contents are cooled and titrated with a standard FAS solution, ferrous ammonium sulfate solution, using ferroin indicator till the color changes from bluish green to reddish brown. Meanwhile, a blank titration is also performed. The above procedure is repeated by taking same volume of distilled water in place of sewage water. Now, what is the purpose of this blank titration? In blank titration, we are not using any sewage water, but we are using same volume of potassium dichromate and all other ingredients. So, potassium dichromate is not consumed for the oxidation because we are using distilled water in place of sewage water. Potassium dichromate is not consumed for the oxidation of the impurities because distilled water doesn't contain any impurities. So say 25 ml of potassium dichromate which we have used, entire amount reacts with the FAS solution, ferrous ammonium sulfate solution. So blank titer value will always be higher than the sample titer value. Now the calculation part. Initially we have taken water sample. Let us take the volume as VML. We have performed 2 titrations. One is the sample titration, another is a blank titration. And we had used same amount of potassium dichromate in both the titrations. So, volume of standard FAS consumed in sample titration, take it as AML. And volume of standard FAS consumed in blank titration, take it as BML. And normality of FAS, it is a standard solution, normality is already known to us, take it as EN. Therefore, amount of potassium dichromate consumed for the oxidation in terms of FAS solution can be given by B minus AML. I've already explained in the procedure why we have to subtract here, because A is amount of FAS which reacts with the unreacted K2Cr2O7. B is amount of FAS which is used for the entire potassium dichromate, which is used to react with entire potassium dichromate which we are using in the plant titration. So B minus A gives amount of K2Cr2O7 which has been reacted with the impurities or which is consumed for the oxidation. So that can be given by B minus AML. Now this is the observation part. Now the calculation part. Normality of water sample can be given by N into B minus A by V. This can be given by the common formula which we are using in case of concentrations. N1 V1 is equal to N2 V2. 1 let us consider for water and 2 for FAS solution. So N1 into V, volume of water sample is V, is equal to normality of FAS, N2 is N into V2. V2 is volume of FAS consumed, B minus AML. So N1, normality of water sample is equal to N into B minus A by V. So that's written here, N into B minus A by V, which is equal to N into B minus A by V into 8 gram per dm cube, because water sample normality is calculated in terms of equivalent weight of oxygen, and the equivalent weight of oxygen is 8. That is, COD of the sample is equal to N into B minus A into 8 into 1000 by V, milligram per dm cube. Why it is multiplied by 1000? We have to go back to the definition of COD. While measuring COD, it is measured per dm cube of the solution or per liter of the solution. And COD is measured in terms of ppm, parts per million. Okay. So COD of the sample becomes equal to N into B minus A into 8 into 1000 by V, milligram per dm cube. Let us work out some of the problems on COD. The first type of problems, 20 ml of sewage water sample for COD reacted with 25 ml of potassium dichromate and unreacted K2Cr2O7 requires 9 ml of N by 4 FAS solution. Under similar conditions in blank, 15 ml of same FAS is used up. Calculate COD. The formula which we have derived just now we are using. COD of the sample is equal to N into B minus A into 8 into 1000 by V, milligram per dm cube. So N, normality of FAS, is given by N by 4, that is 0.25 normal. Okay. Volume of B, what is B? Volume of FAS consumed in the blank titration, 15 ml. And A, volume of FAS consumed in sample titration, that is 9 ml. So B minus A is 15 minus 9. 8 as it is, 1000 divided by 20. 20 ml of sewage water. V, volume of sewage water. So on substituting, we get 600 milligram per dm cube. The simple problems on COD. So directly the volume of FAS is not given here. Volume of K2Cr2O7 is given. So we have to take B and A in terms of K2Cr2O7. The second type of problems where B minus A is directly given in the problem. So calculate COD of sewage sample when 25 ml of it required, 22.5 ml of 0.5 normal K2Cr2O7 for complete oxidation. So same formula we are using. Normality of K2Cr2O7 is given as 0.5 and 22.5 is the B minus A value which is given. Volume of sewage water 25. Rest all as it is substituted and the answer is 3600 milligram per dm cube. Similarly, another problem we can work out where V is 25 ml, B minus A is 5 ml, 0.5 is the normality of K2Cr2O7. Similar calculation. Type 3 problems where potassium dichromate normality is not given, molarity is given. K2Cr2O7 concentration is given in terms of molarity. So similar problems, but the concentration is given in molarity. So we have to find out a relation between normality and molarity of K2Cr2O7. So molecular weight of K2Cr2O7 is 294. Equivalent weight is 49. So the relation is molecular weight is equivalent weight into 6. That is 1 molar is equal to 6 normal, or 1 ml of 1 molar is equal to 6 into 8, that is 48 milligram of oxygen. 8 is the equivalent weight of oxygen. That gives 48 milligram of oxygen. So in the problems when we have used normality, we have multiplied by 8 and now we are using molarity, so we have to multiply by 48. Rest all is same. So COD of the effluent sample we have to calculate when 25 ml of it, V value 25 ml, required 9.3, B minus A is 9.3 ml of 0.001 molar K2Cr2O7. So here 0.001, rest into 48 into 1000. So answer is 17.856 milligram per dm cube. Unit is same. So this is another problem for you to work out. Next, fourth type of problems. In a COD test, 27.5 cm cube and 13.2 cm cube of 0.05 normal FAA solution are required for blank and sample titration. So here the volumes of FAS is given. B and A separately it is given and the normality of FAS is given. The volume of the test sample used is 25 cm cube. Calculate COD of the sample solution. Similar, only the statement is changed here. So N 0.05, B minus A 27.5 minus 13.2 into 8 into 1000 divided by volume of the sample used 25. So the answer is here. So this is another similar problem which can be worked out.